Industrial is raw and exposed. Zen is soft and still. By every rule, they shouldn't share a room. This studio doesn't have a choice. One open space, 9 zones, both styles holding their ground. A studio apartment has no separate entryway to establish tone before the rest of the space reveals itself. The first zone has to do that work while already standing inside the main room. Here, a raw concrete floor meets a single low wooden shelf, holding nothing but a shallow ceramic bowl for keys. The concrete stays exposed and unapologetic, industrial in its rawest form. The shelf, in pale, unfinished oak, immediately signals the Zen half of the equation. Natural, unadorned, asking for nothing. Nothing else occupies this zone, because a studio's entry has to declare both styles simultaneously in a few square feet, and restraint is the only way to do that without either one crowding the other out. The living zone carries the most visual weight in any studio, and here it has to hold industrial's exposed structure and Zen's demand for calm simultaneously, in an open area with no walls to divide the two. Exposed steel ceiling beams and ductwork stay fully visible overhead, painted a quiet matte black rather than left in raw metal, softening their industrial edge just enough to sit comfortably above a low, pale linen sofa beneath them. A single floor cushion in undyed cotton sits beside the sofa, low to the ground in the tradition of Zen seating, while a low wooden coffee table with visible joinery bridges the two, sturdy enough to read as functional and industrial, restrained enough in form to read as Zen. The room proves the tension isn't unsolvable. It's a negotiation conducted zone by zone, about which material gets to stay raw overhead and which gets to soften at the level where the body actually sits. Without a wall to separate the sleep zone from everything else, a studio has to create privacy and stillness through material and placement rather than architecture. A low-platform bed frame in raw, unfinished steel sits close to the floor in the Zen tradition, its industrial material choice softened entirely by proximity to the ground and by undyed linen bedding layered on top. A single sheer linen curtain, suspended from an exposed steel track overhead, offers the only physical division between this zone and the living area. Visible structure doing the industrial half of the job, soft fabric doing the Zen half. When drawn, the curtain filters light into something quieter. When open, the steel track above stays visible, honest about what it actually is. This zone works because it doesn't try to hide the industrial bones of the space in order to feel calm. It lets the steel stay visible and simply asks the materials touching the body to do all the softening instead. The kitchen zone is where industrial's raw material language is most at home already, which makes Zen's restraint the harder half to introduce here rather than the easier one. Open steel shelving, left unpainted and honestly industrial, holds a small, deliberately limited set of unglazed ceramic bowls and cups, The Zen half of the equation expressed entirely through how little is displayed rather than what material the shelving is made from. A poured concrete countertop continues the raw material story established at the entry, while the cabinetry beneath stays simple and handleless, removing the visual noise that a studio's compact kitchen has no room to absorb. Nothing is hidden behind cabinet doors that doesn't need to be, and nothing is displayed that isn't in regular use. This zone's entire argument is that industrial materials and Zen restraint were never actually opposed. Restraint just has to be applied on top of, not against, whatever raw material the room has already committed to. A workspace has no precedent in either industrial or Zen tradition individually, which makes this corner, as it has in previous style breakdowns on this channel, the clearest test of whether a fusion aesthetic can hold up under a genuinely modern function neither style anticipated. A simple steel-framed desk sits against a raw brick or concrete wall, its industrial structure left fully exposed, while the desk's surface itself is a single slab of pale, unfinished wood, introducing the Zen half directly at the point where hands actually rest. One task lamp in matte black steel provides focused light without adding visual clutter to a corner that has no room to spare. This zone stays functional first, letting the industrial structure and the Zen material each do exactly one job, without either one needing to perform beyond that single responsibility. This is the one zone in the entire studio where Zen is allowed to fully lead, a small tatami mat platform set into a corner, industrial architecture simply framing rather than competing with the stillness inside it. A single floor cushion, a low incense holder in unglazed clay, and nothing else occupy this space. The raw concrete or brick wall behind the platform stays completely visible, industrial in its rawest, most unaltered form. But here, it functions the way a garden wall might in a traditional Zen space, present as a boundary rather than as a statement competing for attention. The industrial structure recedes entirely into the background the moment Zen's minimalism claims this specific few square feet. Every other zone in this studio negotiates between the two styles. This one simply lets Zen win, because a fusion this ambitious across an entire open studio needs at least one space where the tension fully resolves rather than continuing to hold. The bathroom is the one genuinely separate room in this entire studio, walled off from the open plan by necessity rather than by choice. And that separation gives it room to resolve the industrial Zen tension more completely than any open zone could. A board-formed concrete wall carries the industrial material story, left raw and visibly textured from the timber formwork used to pour it. A freestanding stone bathtub, honed smooth in pale limestone, sits opposite, the Zen half of the room fully embodied in a single object, its rounded form and soft material a direct answer to the concrete's hardness beside it. A single steel-framed mirror, unadorned, completes the room without adding anything the space doesn't need. Being the only enclosed room in the apartment, the bathroom gets to make its argument in complete sentences rather than in the negotiated fragments every open zone before it required. Every studio apartment lives or dies on how well it solves storage without storage taking over the entire visible space. And this wall is where that problem gets solved for the whole apartment at once. Full-height steel-framed cabinetry runs along one wall, its industrial structure left exposed at the frame, while the door panels themselves are finished in the same pale, unfinished wood used throughout the rest of the studio. Behind these doors, everything the open zones can't visually accommodate gets contained completely. Nothing overflows into the living or sleep zones. Because of fusion this deliberate about restraint can't survive a single wall of visible clutter undoing it. The wall itself, when closed, reads as a continuous plane rather than a storage unit, deliberately unremarkable so it never competes with the more considered zones on either side of it. This is the zone doing the least visible work and the most actual work, the one piece of the apartment making every other zone's restraint physically possible. The tour ends at the one spot in the studio with direct, unobstructed access to daylight and the outside world, a deep concrete window ledge wide enough to hold a single low ceramic planter and nothing else. A single bonsai or slow-growing potted tree sits at its center, chosen specifically for the patience and quiet attention it requires, a living object that embodies Zen's relationship with time inside a studio otherwise defined by fixed, unmoving industrial material. The concrete ledge itself stays raw and unfinished, industrial to the very last surface in the apartment, but the plant sitting on it does something none of the built materials elsewhere in this studio can. It changes, slowly, visibly, week by week, in a way concrete and steel never will. After 8 zones spent negotiating between raw structure and quiet stillness, the studio's last gesture is to let something alive make the same argument in a language neither material could speak on its own. No walls to separate raw from calm, just decisions, made zone by zone, about which material gets to stay exposed and which gets to soften. Industrial never had to hide. Zen never had to shout.